Morning, Professor and friends. My name is Santoso, and today I'm going to present about high-speed rail in China. First of all, we're going to start with the history. China began its high-speed rail construction in early 21st century, which is 20 to 30 years later than part of the developed countries in the world. China began to focus on the development of high-speed rail at 1964, after the leader's visit to Japan. At that time, China's railway was only 52,000 kilometers and the average speed was only 43 kilometers per hour. Yet, at that time, Japan had already been running at a maximum speed of 210 kilometers per hour. In the early 1980s, Chinese railway officials began planning high-speed rail construction. In the early 1990s, China began to study high-speed railway. In the 1990s, China's Ministry of Railways completed the project proposal for Beijing to Shanghai high-speed railway line and submitted it to the National People's Congress for discussion. This was the first time that China had officially proposed a high-speed railway. In the 1993, the average speed of passenger trains in mainland China was only 48.1 km. Then on April 1, 1997, China Railway increased the maximum speed to 140 km per hour, while the average speed to 54.9 km per hour. Afterwards, China implemented 5 times of speed up. On April 2007, the China Railway trains was launched for the first time. The construction has achieved the breakthrough of 9 core technologies. On August 1, 2008, the Beijing-Tianjin Interurban Railway, China's first high-speed railway with full independent intellectual property rights, was open to traffic. 1 year after the plan of medium and long-term railway network planning, in October 2008, the plan is approved. As of January 2011, China had completed 8,358 kilometers of high-speed rail lines, ranking first in the world. In the early of 2012, the government decided to reinvest in the high-speed rail to revive the country's economic slowdown. Within a year, the ministry's budget had grown from 643 billion US dollars to 965 billion US dollars. On December 1, 2012, the world's first high-speed rail line in the high cold region, Harbin High-Speed Railway, was officially open to traffic. Continuing to grow and expanding, by the end of 2017, the national railway mileage reached 127,000 kilometers, of which 25,000 kilometers are high-speed rail. China's railway rate ranks first in the world. Here is the picture of China's railways development within the year of 2008 and 2020. Now, current status of China's high-speed rail. In 2019, China's high-speed railway network is already the biggest in the world at 29,000 kilometers. By some distance, China has the world's largest network of high-speed railways. With the maximum speeds of 217 kilometers per hour on many lines, the dominance of airlines has been cancelled on the busiest routes. China is already the world's largest supplier of railway vehicles and technology, and it has global exports worth billions of dollars every year. China's high-speed rail industry has become one of the nation's economic pillar industries, and the high-speed network has brought greater mobility and prosperity to the public. Here is a picture of China's now railway map, last updated by February 2022. Here is some of the future plan China has for the high-speed rail. First, China plans to explore the development of a trier maglev system connecting major cities operating at around 600 kilometers per hour. China's has Air will expand their length to 50,000 kilometers by 2025, nearly by 32%. By 2035, China's plans to increase the country's high-speed rail network from 36,000 kilometers to 70,000 kilometers, and its total length of track from 141 and 400,000 kilometers to 200,000 kilometers. They also plan to widen use of its Beidou satellite navigation system at home and abroad. Here are some controversial events China has during the process of the HSR. One of the famous controversial events in the process of expanding China's high-speed rail is the rail link to Hong Kong. This is controversial as it marks the first time Chinese criminal law will be enforced in Hong Kong territory. Critics say that this violates Hong Kong's freedoms and mini constitution. The rail link project has also been criticized for being delayed by 3 years and going over budget. The amount of debt China has due to its high-speed rail program and question the necessity of the developing country having an extensive HSR network, where many people cannot afford to pay for the faster travel, and even worse, millions of people in China still live in poverty. The huge spending connected with the rail expansion also has been blamed for the corruption. In March, the National Audit Office said that it had identified 5 billion yuan of financial irregularities in the Beijing-Shanghai link alone. In February 2012, there were reports that Railway Minister Liu Qijun accepted $192 million in kickbacks. He has a statistic in comparison of China and Spain. China's high-speed rail has cost about USD 17 to 21 millions per kilometer, while Spain's costs almost USD 22 millions per kilometer. In 2019, high-speed rail in China transported over 2.2 billion passengers, and as for Spain, reaching 22.4 billion. For speed, China speeds up to 200 till 355 kilometers per hour, and Spain speeds up to 310 kilometers per hour. With 40,000 of kilometers of lines, China has the world's largest network of high-speed rail, while Spain, with more than 3,500 kilometers of track, operate on the longest high-speed network in Europe, second after China, in the world. My experience: for someone who came from Indonesia, where public transport were really used back then, I was impressed by Taiwan's public transport. And my experience of using high-speed rail in Taiwan certainly had a huge impact in my life. It certainly made travel more convenient, making cities easier to reach than ever before. Traveling from Taipei to Kaohsiung using train will take up to 3 hours. But by using high-speed rail, it only takes up to 2 hours and normally 1.5 hours. Even if it doubled the price for someone who only had short period amount of holidays, 90 minutes matters a lot to me. For my experience too, I could say that high-speed rail in Taiwan is very well taken care of. It is very clean and well managed, also comfortable even for long rides. Thank you for listening.